Recently, 93 potential unmarked child and infant graves were uncovered at a former residential school in Saskatchewan, Canada. Local residents believe that colonialism and human rights abuses behind the residential school system are continuously challenging Canada.
We want the government to acknowledge those deaths and those wrongdoings, whether those missing people are people who died under questionable circumstances or whether they just weren't recorded. Colonization has been a very traumatic thing, and it's benefited Canada more than it's benefited the Indigenous people by a long shot.
Our people are still suffering. Our youth are suffering, our children are still being born into very dysfunctional families that were created because of the IRS system. So now we have a whole host of problems.
The testimonies of survivors of Canada's residential school system were appalling.
I never told my parents how school was, because we were scared. Because the priests and the nuns, the Catholic people that ran the schools, so sins were never told in public. Like what happened bad and fights and people, doing this and that. We never talked to my parents about it. I didn't want it to. I was scared to say.
Over 150,000 First Nations, Métis, and Inuit children were separated from their families and forced to attend government-funded schools between the 1870s and 1997. In 2015, a Truth and Reconciliation Commission appointed by the Canadian government concluded that children were physically and sexually abused and died in the schools. While it has documented at least 4,100 deaths, the Commission said the real numbers may never be fully known.